welcome back to my channel. My name is Pam and today's video is going to be my August wrap-up. So for the month of August, yeah, it was not that great of a month, but I still managed to read 7 books. So yeah, it's not that bad, but I was like really ambitious for that month, so yes. For my Jenga TBR game, I had to read those six books, and I managed to read 4 of them. So yeah, didn't read The Assassin's Blade, but I'm gonna read it this month, September. So yes. Didn't manage to finish P.S. I Still Love You. I started it but didn't finish it, but I'm gonna finish it in September, of course. I'm filming this like on September 8th and I finished it. Spoiler. But yeah, I did still manage to read those 4 and plus 3 other books. So yeah, let's get started with some stats of the month. So I'm gonna take my computer. So for the month of August, like I said, I've read 7 books. I read 2,355 pages. I listened to 29 hours and 10 minutes of audiobook, compared to last month of 97 hours and 29 minutes. Yep. My average reading is 4.75, so still a great month, you know. For the genres, I read 2 fantasy, 1 historical fiction, 1 nonfiction, 2 science fiction, and 1 thriller. I read 6 audiobooks, and I read 1 book physically. So audiobooks were my... Sorry, my cat is... So audiobook were my friend this month. They were. I read 3 adult books, 3 YA, and 1 middle grade. I read 5 books by a female author and 2 books by a male author. So that's great. And yeah, that's it for the little stats. So let's get started with the first book that I've read this month. So the first book that I've read this month is White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. This is nonfiction about how white people are afraid or not comfortable talking about racism. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was just not memorable. Like How to Be an Anti-Racist, Between the World and Me, So You Want to Talk About Race were books that I'm still thinking about, and I'm still, yeah, I still want to reread them like constantly. White Fragility, maybe it was because it was so short, but I felt like I kind of understood why I was kind of afraid of talking about racism as a white person. I didn't really need that book, but it was still educational, and I don't regret reading it. I listened to the audiobook, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I still learned some stuff, but it was just not as memorable as I would have liked to. So yes. Next book that I read this month is The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman, and oh my god, why didn't I read that book like earlier? Like, why did I waited so long to read that book? That book was amazing. Okay, this is a fantasy middle grade, steampunky, and it's about a young girl named Lara, and everyone in this world has a demon, and when you're younger, when you're a child, your demon can shapeshift and take whatever form of animals that you want. And when you get to be an adult, so when you're becoming an adult, your demon sets to one form, and they're like a companion and going everywhere with you, and just, yeah. And we're following Lara, and she's trying to discover what the gobblers want. So the gobblers are people who kidnap children, and they're demons, and she's trying to figure out what is going on with this. And it's so good. And the audiobook, I listened to the audiobook, obviously. The audiobook was amazing. There were a full cast audiobook. It was just great. Like, oh, I want to read the second one like ASAP, but yeah, I want to have a physical copy too. Just because I really enjoyed, I really enjoyed my my experience of reading it physically from time to time, and also listening to the audiobook. But yeah, I give this one a 5 out of 5 stars. This was amazing. I really loved it. Like, if you think like, oh, it's a middle grade, I'm not gonna like it. No, it's amazing. And as an adult, I loved it. So please read it, okay? Yeah, okay. Next, I read, I think, my new favorite book. Well, at least it's gonna be in my top favorite book of this year, and that is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I know I'm late on the train, but oh my god, this book, oh, it wrecked me. I cried so hard. Oh, I listened to the audiobook. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. And seriously, I cried so hard. God, her life was hard. I'm happy it's not a memoir, because if that was real, damn, that's intense. But it was just so good. And Evelyn Hugo was just this unrivalable character and unlikable. Like, you don't really like her at first. You think she's really arrogant, and yeah, she's not really likable, but she is. She is. Okay, I love her so much. Oh, it was so good. I'm sorry if it changed the angle. I didn't have any memory left on my phone. Classic. Anyway, as I was saying, Evelyn Hugo, like The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, yes, it's about her husband, but not really. Really not, actually. Yes, it's divided by parts, and each part is about her marriage with this husband. But it's more than that, and it's about friendship and love and just acceptance and just family, and it's so good. If you haven't read it, which at this point I think everyone has read it except me, please go read it. It's amazing. So obviously it's a 5 out of 5 stars for me. It was so good. Next, I read the only book that I read physically, and that is Grace and Fury by Tracy Bengart. This is the first book in a duology, a fantasy duology, and I enjoyed it. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. I found myself that I was really intrigued, and I really loved the characters. And at first, we're following like 2 sisters, and at first I was liking one and disliking the other, because I think she was shallow and just, yeah, really just all about materials and looks and stuff, and I didn't like her. But she became one of my favorite characters. I really love her. So yeah. and it's about romance and trust and betrayal, and it's amazing. And basically in this world, in my head it's set in Italy, just because of like the settings, and like I think they're talking about like piazza and like via, talking about like street and stuff, and it just reminds me of Italy. So yeah, in my head it's in Italy. But anyway, we're following, like I said, two sisters, and in this world, this what's his name, superior, is that it? I can't remember the title, but this like king superior person takes graces every year or so, every 3 years, every couple of years. Anyway, and a grace is supposed to just give everything to that man and do everything that he wants with her. And it's really like, yeah, it's not feminist, it's not, but the heir to the throne is wants to have graces, so there's like a contest for graces, and Serena, one of the sisters, has been groomed to be a graces her whole life, and then she's invited to the palace, and she has, her sister has her handmaiden, and one of them is going to prison and the other is staying as a grace. Yeah, it's really good. And you think you can trust characters, and then you're like, oh well, okay, I'm not gonna trust that person. He's an asshole or she's an asshole. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm intrigued to see to read the second one, so I just don't have it physically, so I found a way to read it. I don't know how, but yeah, maybe I'll just buy it. But anyway, it was enjoyable, a really enjoyable short fantasy story. Next, I read a really great book, and that is We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. I give this one a 5 out of 5 star. It was amazing. We're following a young boy. His name is Henry, and his boyfriend committed suicide last year, and he's struggling with his grief, and he's been abducted by aliens since he was young, and basically has a choice to make, to either let a bomb or asteroid destroy the earth or save humanity, and he's struggling with that for the entirety of the book. And things are not great at home, things are not great at school, and yeah, it's just his struggle in his day-to-day life. And I absolutely loved that book. It was amazing. I cried, I felt for him. It was so good, so good. I don't know what to say. It was just so good. I really enjoyed listening to the audiobook, and just, yeah, I was really invested in what it was going to choose at the end. So yeah, really good. Next, I read The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James. This is a sci-fi, and we're following a young girl. Her name is Romy, and she is alone on a spaceship. Her parents died, and then she gets a message from another spaceship saying that they will catch up with her, and they're gonna continue their journey to Terra 2. And she's also talking with NASA daily and stuff, and yeah, it's but it's not what it seems, you know. It's mystery thrillery, I don't know if that's a word, a little bit of thriller, set in space. And I was scared at some point, and I was just like really anxious about what was gonna happen. But yeah, I give this one a 4 out of 5 star. I enjoyed it. I kinda predicted the end and the bad guy pretty early on, but yeah, I still enjoyed it, so that's why it's a 4 out of 5 star. And finally, for the month of August, I read The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I give this one a 4 out of 5 star. I really enjoyed it. I was not expecting that, and I was one of the only people that didn't read that book again, or didn't get spoiled by the ending, by what is going on. I really enjoyed it. The main character is really unreliable and really unlikable. I didn't like her at all. She was, yeah, not a likable character. But I was still invested in her life and what was going on in the mystery around it. And I predicted one thing, but all the other things I didn't predicted. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I was shook at the end, and I thought that the ending was not rushed, which is really something that I have with thrillers. I think the endings are always too rushed, and I don't like it, and I don't like that, and it's just, yeah. But this one, it was wrapped up pretty well, and yeah, I thought the ending was smooth and not too rushed. It was pretty great. So that's why it's a 4 out of 5 stars. Quite enjoyed it. So, you know, I want to read like Into the Water by Paula Atkins. Like, yeah, I'm gonna read that. So this is it, guys. This is my August wrap up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments which book was your favorite for the month of August, as I would like to know. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.